Research from the Alliance for Affordable Internet reports that a $1 trillion digital divide limits billions from accessing quality education and economic opportunities. The rise of generative AI is transforming the future of work, leaving those lacking digital skills at risk of being left behind and widening the digital divide. That's why HP has made accelerating digital equity a core part of its strategy, driving impact and growth. Today, I'm joined by Michele Malejki from HP to talk about why this focus matters now and how partners can grow with purpose. Welcome, Michele.
Thank you so much for having me.
Digital equity is a part of HP's strategic priority. Why is it such a big focus for HP and its partners right now?
I think this is a very unique moment for social impact. And what I mean by that is we're in a time when organizations have the opportunity to really lead and think about what does the future of work look like? What does it mean to make a difference? And how can companies be corporate citizens as well as businesses? And so we see digital equity and the work that we do in this space as really not just a responsibility, but frankly, as something that is a business driver for us. And in fact, it's so much so that it's a real part of our DNA.
Michele, it's clear that this is more than just a trend. So how does digital equity connect to the future of work?
I think this trend, as you say, it's more than a trend, and it's really work that has been happening at HP well beyond just the past year. In fact, since 2021, HP has been completely committed to accelerating digital equity, such to the tune that we would like to reach 150 million people by 2030. This is something that is really just based on the premise that we know today 1/3 of the global population remains offline. And so this is costing us not only billions in lost GDP, but it's also an opportunity for us to make disconnected adults and populations around the world have the critical skills that they need for the future of work. And I feel as well that, today the future of work is really being shaped very rapidly by things like generative AI, tech shifts. And so we have a challenge. We know that organizations like the World Economic Forum have said there could be a shortage of 85 million skilled workers by 2030. And that is an $8.5 trillion gap in potential revenue. So by stepping in and supporting skills, not just for this trend moment in time, but truly for this long haul, we are able to think about developments that can occur globally, positive impacts, and thinking about making sure no one truly is left behind.
Now, Michele, you've talked about the skills gap in HP's global effort. What's the business case for HP and its partners?
Sure. I'm really glad you asked that or touched on this, because we know that this whole topic of social impact and digital equity, it's not just about philanthropy. And while there are certainly things that we can do to drive philanthropy and to do well, we know that these initiatives are really delivering significant business value. And as I said, this is a business and growth driver for our business, much like it is a driver for impact. We have a program called HP Amplify Impact, and the partners have seen a 70% increase in their win rates, leading to a twofold increase in sustainable sales just year over year. And so when you step back and think about that, we're able to say we're making an impact in our world, and we're also positively impacting the places where we live, work, and do business.
Michele, those are some powerful business results. What's the takeaway for partners looking to grow with HP?
Well, as our CEO, Enrique Lores, will often say, our business success and our social responsibility are frankly not separate pursuits, that they are things that are deeply, deeply connected. And so the takeaway should just remain simple. For HP, digital equity is a growth engine, and it will remain a growth engine. We will make sure to continue to open doors for connected populations as much as try to focus on disconnected communities as well, to think about emerging markets. How do we build trust with governments and other entities that are also identifying gaps in the digital divide, how to make business-focused solutions for the sustainable future? And I think when we step back and we think about all this as well from a consumer point of view, we know they're paying attention to this topic as well. 77% of consumers have said that they prefer to buy from companies that are actually making the world a better place. And so I'm proud to work at a company and be in a role that allows me to think about this as a business opportunity, as well as an opportunity to make a true impact in the world.
Michele, it's exciting to see what's already been achieved. How can HP partners get involved?
Well, I think for starters, this is an opportunity in that we aren't going to reach our targets alone, whether it is thinking about the digital divide and, like I said, the 1/3 of the population that remains offline today, or activating our goal and really reaching 150 million people by 2030. For us, this is taking an entire ecosystem and activating it with partners. There are so many opportunities. I think even of how we work through this program called the Digital Equity Accelerator, which is in its 4th year for us. We work with so many partners and have actually reached 9 million people in the space of 4 years by thinking about what are the right ways to bring in technologies and solutions to organizations around the world that are trying to close the digital divide? How do we actually fund them with the cash opportunities to help them take their work and scale it and make solutions that not only help their communities, but teach others to actually do the same type of work? And I'm really proud to say that, honestly, we have worked with over 27 different types of organizations with so many different partners. It's something that is an example of where we can succeed together. And that's one of the things I always try and work with our partners on, is to step back and think, what is that unique value that your organization can bring to a problem, be it in a digital divide or a different societal challenge? There is never a time when it's too late to get started. And I think that's the power of partnership and ecosystems coming together.
Such great work. Thank you so much for joining me today, Michele. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
If you'd like to learn more about HP's digital equity efforts, visit the website on your screen. For the Channel Company, I'm Kenna Johnson.